Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss with a new chapter, that is the principle of mathematical induction. So here we are going to study one of the principle that is called the principle of mathematical induction. So firstly, what is that principle of mathematical induction? We see that suppose if I give an example, 4 is divisible by 2. I can say 4 is divisible by 2, and also one more statement, if I give the number which is divisible by 2 are even numbers. If I give one statement as 4 is divisible by 2 and the number which is divisible by 2, then that numbers are even numbers. So from these two statements, I can say that 4 is a even number. 4 is a even number. So that is one kind of statements. So here from the first two statements, we can conclude that the third statement is obvious. That means from the two statements, we can conclude the third statement. So these kind of problems are inductive or inductive statements. These are the inductive statements. So one more, in our daily life, what we see is there are some of the results. There are some of the results in our daily life. That means especially in mathematics, there are some of the statements which is expressed in terms of n. Suppose if we consider the set of first n natural numbers, so what is the statement? We write n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So this is a statement of set of natural numbers. The sum of the n natural numbers is n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So these are the statements in mathematics. To use this, to prove these statements, we are using a principle that is called the principle of mathematical induction. Principle of mathematical induction. So what is that principle? What is that principle? We see that. Suppose I'll say there are some tails. You know what is tails? So when we keep that tails, what happens one after the other? So it is obvious that if I pull one or if I push one tail, what happens? If I push first tail, then the next one falls, and the next one falls, and the next one falls. So finally the last one also falls. So the first I have pushed one first tails. First one I have pushed. So next we can see when we push, then what happens? When the first one falls, first tail falls, the next tails also falls. Successive tails falls. Successive tails falls. So when the preceding one falls, then the successive one also, next one is also falls. So this can be when the first tails falls, then everything falls. Then the preceding one falls, the next one falls. So from this is the principle involved in the principle of mathematical induction. When the first one falls, or when the in between somewhere in the preceding one falls, then the next one also falls. So that is the statement or the principle involved in the principle of mathematical induction. Principle of mathematical induction. So what is that statement? First we have to consider the given statement as P of n. This is used to solve some of the results or prove some of the results when it is expressed in terms of n. When it is expressed in terms of n. So in that case, we are using the principle of mathematical induction. So what is that principle? If we have to take the given statement as, suppose the given statement be P of n. So first we have to consider the given statement as a P of n. So already I have given the example of tile. So what we do in that, we are pushing the first tail. That means what? When we take P of n is a statement, and when the statement is expressed in terms of n, so what we can say in that expression, n is what? How many the number of terms. N is a number of terms. So depending on that, so we have considered the given statement P of n. That means there are n number of terms. Then as I explained the example of tiles, we have to check what happens when we push the first tail. when we push the first tail, whether it falls or not. That is the case. So we have to check this for the first one is prove the statement for n equal to 1. Prove the statement for n equal to 1. Prove the statement means we have to prove whether it is true for n is equal to 1. That is P of 1 is true. That is P of 1 is true. We have to check whether the given statement is true or not. P of 1 is true or not. So this is the first step. So after this, as I told in the example, so when we push one tail in between, the next tail falls. When we push the one tail in between, the next one falls. That means what? We have assumed that what in one tail in between that falls, therefore the next one falls. Isn't it? In the example of tail, what we have observed, what we have thought is, we have assumed if one tail in between falls, in between one tail falls, the next one also falls. Next one also falls. That means we have assumed in between something is true, in between for some value it is true, then using that assumption we are proving for the next one. We are proving for the next one. So next is assume that here we have to see, we are discussing or we are proving the result of mathematics, not the general examples or general statements was what we obtain in our daily life. Not that, we are proving the mathematical statement. So I'll take NP, the terms, number of terms, I'll consider NP or something. So assume that P of n is true for n is equal to k. For some n is equal to k is some value in between 0, 1 and in between 1 and k. So I have to assume that the given statement is true for some true for n equal to 1. Here k is any positive integer. K is any positive integer. For any positive integer, we have to prove the given statement is true. This is the assumption. So assuming this, we have to prove that the given statement, first assume that P of n is true for n is equal to k, k is a positive integer, then P of k plus 1 is 2. By assumption, from the assumption for n equal to k, we have to prove the next one. That means after that k plus 1, because it is we are considering positive integer, so next one is one more than the previous one. So we have to prove P of k plus 1 is true. So if we prove this for n is equal to 1, and if we prove this for n is equal to k, we have to assume for n is equal to k, and we have to prove this for n is equal to k plus, means the next one k plus 1. So when we prove all these, we can conclude that the given statement is true for all the values of n. So next one. So this implies, assume that this prove that P of k plus 1 is true. Next, conclude that P of n is true for all natural number n. For all natural number n. So now you can think once again what is the tiles example I have given. So first I have taken all the tiles, so P of n, suppose there are n tiles. Then I have assumed or I have proved, that means I have pushed first one, that means first tail falls, that means the statement is true for one, that falls. Next, in between I have to say in between any one tile falls. If any one tile falls, then the next one also falls. That we have to prove now. If one is in between one tail falls, if a kth tile falls, then k plus 1th tile also falls. That we have to prove. So from this, if kth tile falls, the next one is k plus 1. So if this is true, then we can apply this. Previous one is true, then the next one is also true. We can use this one for all the values of n. For all the values of them. So if these three is true, then we can say, we can conclude that P of n is true for all natural numbers n. P of n is true for all natural number n. So this is the principle involved in the mathematical induction. So first we have to assume the given statement as P of n. That means for n number of terms. After that we have to prove that statement for n is equal to 1. If for n is equal to 1 it is true, then we have to go for, we have to assume in between somewhere it is true, then the next one is also true. Previous one is true, then the next one is true. So that applies for all the all the other values, for all the n that applies. If it is true for this, then it is applies for all the n value. Then conclusion is what? Therefore conclude that P of 1 is true for all natural number n. Here we are considering only natural numbers, not for n is always a natural number in the statement, given statements. That is the natural number or positive integers in the given statement. So from that we can conclude this given statement is true. We have many results in the mathematics. What is that? A number, sum of the first n natural numbers, sum of the first squares of natural numbers, sum of first cubes of natural number, n cubes of natural numbers, then sum of the odd terms, sum of the odd integers. So not only that, there are many results, many statements in terms of n, in terms of natural number, in terms of a general statement is there in the mathematics. So to prove that, we are using this principle. So this is the principle involved, that is called the principle of mathematical induction. Principle of mathematical induction. So here you can see the first step, prove that the statement for n is equal to 1, so that is true. That is called the basic step. That is called the basic step. Then after that, assume that P of n is true for n is equal to k. K is any positive integer. Then we have to prove P of k plus 1 is true. That is called the inductive step. Inductive step. So in the problem, you have to prove all these. We have to prove all these. First one for P of 1 we have to prove. After P of 1 we have to prove for we have to assume. After assumption, using that assumption, we have to prove P of k plus 1 is true. Then final result. So we have to conclude from the principle of mathematical induction, this one will be true for all natural numbers n. So this is the principle involved. So using this, we can solve many problems. One is very important, one is sum of the natural numbers, n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So everyone knows that result. So that is very important one. N into n plus 1 divided by 2. So the question, prove that the question will be asked by using principle of mathematical induction. You have to use principle of mathematical induction, then you have to find. So prove that that 1 plus 2 plus 3 so on up to n is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So we have to prove this statement by using a principle of mathematical induction. The question will be asked using principle of mathematical induction, prove that 1 plus 2 plus 3 so on up to n is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. That means this is what the sum of the first n natural numbers is n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So this is a well-known result. Everyone knows this result. So first what we have to do? First we have to consider the given statement as P of n. We have to consider the given statement as P of n. let the given statement be P of n. So first we have to consider the given statement as a P of n. So what is P of n? That is P of n is equal to, what is the statement given? So whole statement we have to write now. P of n is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 so on up to n is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So this is the given statement. Given statement we have considered that P of n. So after that what we have to do, we have to prove this for we have to do for the first step. So what is the first basic step? So we have to prove this for n is equal to 1. We have to prove this for n is equal to 1. So no need to write the first step, second step, and so directly we can write, we have to prove this for n is equal to 1. So for n is equal to 1. If n is equal to 1, we already have told in the result 1, 2, 3, so on up to n is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. I have told that here n is the number of terms in the given result, number of terms. So when you see here, I have taken n is equal to 1 means, what is the meaning? It is not the value of n is equal to 1. That means what? There are one term in the statement. What happens if there are one term in the statement? So what happened if one term in the statement? That means one term is only one term. So what we get here, left hand side we are getting it is 1. Left hand side we are getting 1. LHS will be 1. Then what about RHS? So we have to prove this means we have to get LHS and RHS are equal. We are proving means we have to get LHS and RHS are equal. So I have taken LHS is equal to 1 means only one term, that is only one term. So now in the RHS again I have to take n is equal to 1. So what happens if I take n is equal to 1? 1 into 1 plus 1 divided by 2. This we can see 2 into 1 is 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So we got LHS is 1, RHS is also 1. Therefore, what is the conclusion we can make here? LHS and RHS are equal. Therefore, the given statement is true for n is equal to 1. So we are getting same value. So n is equal to 1. LHS equal to RHS. If LHS and RHS are equal, therefore P of 1 is true. We have proved this for P of 1 is true. P of 1 is true. So after P of 1, so the first step we have done. The next step is we have to assume that is a given statement. We have to assume that the given statement is true for some n is equal to k or some positive integer k. We have to prove that means what? In between somewhere. We have to take in between somewhere the value. So next one is the inductive step. So assume that the given statement is true. Given statement is true for some positive integer k. We have to assume that is true for some positive integer k. For some positive integer, the given statement is true. That is our assumption. So now we have written this statement for n terms. Now that is for k terms. So now there are k terms. So how we can write that for k terms? So we can write this as 1, that is P of k. If there are k number of terms, then it will be P of k, not P of n. So this will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 so on up to k, then this will be equal to k into k plus 1 divided by 2. This will be k into k plus 1 divided by 2. So I have got k into k plus 1 divided by 2. Now you think here I have taken the given statement for k. That means here I have written for n. Now it is for k, means I have to replace n by k. So everything I have replaced by k. So after this, after assumption, what we have to do? We have to prove this for next one we have to prove. Already I have told next one we have to prove now. So what is that next one? We shall now prove that P of k plus 1 is true. We shall now prove that P of k plus 1 is true. Now we have to prove the next one. Already have told a given example. If for k terms it is true, then we have to prove for k plus 1 is also true. So you may tell, so why to prove that this is equal for, that is true for k plus 1? Directly we can write. So we don't know that whether if k is true, k plus 1 is true or not, we doesn't know. So we have to check when we push the tail, we have to check in mid. When I push the kth tail, I have to check whether this k plus 1 also false or not. So directly I cannot write k plus 1 is also false. After pushing only I came to know, I'll come to know that whether k plus 1 tail false or not. So that means what? We have to push, then we have to see whether it false or not. That means what? I cannot say directly P of k plus 1 is true. I have to get the result P of k plus 1 is true. P of k plus 1 is true. Now you can see for k this is the result now. For k terms this is the result. Now I have to get for k plus 1. Now I have to get for k plus 1. So what is k plus 1 means? For k plus 1, so up to k terms, the result is k into k plus 1 divided by 2. Up to k tiles, this is the result. Now we have to, that means I have pushed k tiles. Now I have to get the result for k plus 1 tiles. That means for k tiles, I have to add the next tiles also. So for k tiles only I am adding the next tiles. That means what? What is P of k plus 1? What I have to get? I have to get I cannot write directly it is k plus 1 into k plus 1 divided. I cannot write because after pushing only I will come to know whether the k plus 1 tail false or not. So directly I cannot write. But which one I have to push? After k tiles I have to push, along with this I have to push a k plus 1 also. That means after this I have to write k plus 1. So I have to prove this is k plus 1. Prove this is k plus 1 means I have to consider P of k plus 1. I have to consider P of k plus 1. So directly I cannot write P of k plus 1. I have told already till kth term I have checked. For that kth tails I have to add the k plus 1th tail. So that is what? 1, 2, 3, so on up to k. Kth tails I have pushed. The next tail I have to push is k plus 1. Next tail I have to push is k plus 1. So that k plus 1 also I have to write together. Then, so now we doesn't know that whether it false or not. After pushing only I'll come to know. Just now I have pushed now. We have to wait for the result. Means after simplification we have to get the result. Directly I cannot write because after pushing I'll come to know where I have to wait for the result whether next one false or not. So k plus 1 I have added. So up to k, what is that result is false. That means k into k plus 1 divided by 2. Up to k, this is the result. K into k plus 1 divided by 2. So next one I have to add the next result is k plus 1. So I have taken up to k. The result is k into k plus 1 divided by 2. Now I have to check for k plus 1, means directly I cannot write it is k plus 1 is also true. After pushing, then I have to get the result. So for the result, I have added k plus 1 to both the sides. Now I have to simplify this and I have to get the result as yes, k plus 1 tail also false. So this will be equal to, how I can simplify? I'll take k plus 1 as a common term here. So k plus 1 if I take common, so what will be remaining here? K by 2 plus 1. So this will be equal to k plus 1 into k by 2, means I can take a common denominator as a 2. So that will be k plus 2 divided by 2. I can write this as k plus 1 into k plus 1 plus 1 divided by 2. K plus 1 plus 1 divided by 2. So I have got, for k terms it is k into k plus 1 divided by 2. For k plus 1 term I have to get, instead of k it should be k plus 1. Again instead of k plus 1 divided by 2. So I have assumed k is for k it is true, and I have got the result for k plus 1 it is true. For k plus 1 it is true. Therefore P of k plus 1 is true whenever P of k is true. Whenever P of k is true. Hence from the principle of mathematical induction, hence by the principle of mathematical induction, the given statement P of n is true. P of n is true for all natural numbers and for all natural numbers. So this is the result. This is the required answer now. So we have proved for, assumed for k is equal to 1, we have got the result for assumed, and we have got P of k plus 1 is also true. Therefore from the principle of mathematical induction, the given statement is true. So we'll solve many problems of same kind. So here these statements are very important. For all the problems we have to write these statements. So this is one such problem. Very, very important one. The principle for all the problems, the steps are a similar one. For all the problems, the steps are similar. Therefore, this is very, very important one. The steps are very, very important. Thank you.